That's better. Whatever. Life goes on. Just smash that thumbs up as you get in here, everybody. What's up? What's up, the awakened? John Denicola, Sweet Mary Jane, what up? Bill of Rides, Parker, Osmond, Bonehead 88, Trey Mack, Chris Scott, WC, MW, and FAB. That's a lot, man. Might want to work on that one. Colorado Coin Hunter, what's up? Red Flowers, Home on the Range, Nathaniel Pruitt, Save Dewey, Universal Fight Organization, A Hot Mess, Carlos, Jody LL, Philip F, Charles Bell, we're just gonna say Carl's B, Inked Buddhist, Sammer 878, Scotty Velasquez, Andy A, what up, and I'm gonna let y'all get into this because what I'm gonna talk about is pretty crazy, and it really does. It has a big part to do with our everyday lives. Every day, like, it doesn't matter where you are, at what point you're at. What we're gonna talk about is very pertinent for everybody in their everyday lives. We got Hillsborough Cop Watch, what up? Ken Whitcomb, Chris Scott, what is that? The Fang US 954, the Monkey Palace, what up? And there's about 100 of you in here, and I'm gonna get started. This video is probably not gonna be too long. Right now I'm actually really trying to calm down from what I experienced today. And I'm sorry if I don't get into the chat right now, but I'm telling you right now, what I experienced today is one of those situations that you always have to be paying attention to. Hold on. Like I said, I'm trying to calm down. Yeah. But that being said, I went to the beach today with the wife and kid, or it was just me and my child. We went to the beach, did our thing like we always do. We go to the beach a lot. Her name's Oceana. She loves the ocean. She loves swimming in the water. That's what we did. But we always go out, after that, we go out to lunch. And I went to this restaurant called Casa Amigos. I have no problems with Casa Amigos. Great restaurant. Had great lunch. Huge portions. If you want to eat somewhere in the Port St. Lucie area, go to Casa Amigos. Good food, good prices, and huge portions. So if you're looking for a good deal, good place to go. But while we're sitting there and we're finishing up, we're paying our bill and all this, and there was a family of about 8 to 10, if not more. And I'm not criticizing. It was a family. They were probably having a family. It's today's Sunday. It's probably a family outing. They were all getting together and gonna have some lunch or early dinner, whatever. And me as a gun owner, I'm always paying attention to what's going on around my surroundings, and that's what I would say to all of you. So if you agree with me right now about paying attention to your surroundings, smash that little thumbs up, hit that like button. Let's get some likes in here. But what I am saying about what was going on is that, I did notice this family coming in. I always pay attention in case if I don't feel comfortable in a situation, I always pay attention to my situational awareness. You always have to pay attention to it. You know, because you never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how it's going to happen. So we're sitting there for lunch, and we're finishing up. We're paying our tab, and keep smashing that thumbs up, everybody. Let's get like 10 more thumbs up, and I'm gonna continue on with my story, because it gets a little bit more crazy after this, and that's why I say the situational awareness and being able to help people. For anybody out there, you need to be paying attention to what's going on around your surroundings at all times. It doesn't matter. It could be the place that you've gone to a million times and never had a problem, and one day something happens, but you didn't pay attention because you felt so comfortable. This is what this conversation's about. So I'm sitting there finishing up, paying the tab, writing up the tip, and I hear a loud scream. And I'm not saying it's not one of those screams like, oh my God! It's one of those screams that you're like, oh my God, somebody's being hurt, somebody's being killed, something very bad is happening right now. And before even my wife is sitting right there, she didn't even have a clue what was going on, but I heard what was going on around me, and I knew where it was coming from, and I knew it came from the direction of the family that had just walked in. And when I heard that scream, I looked to my right. I'm sitting down facing my wife and my daughter, and I look over, and this guy is having a seizure. This guy is having a seizure. And I'm not a paramedic. I am not a doctor. I am nobody that I don't know. Let me go back. I don't know this guy's having a seizure. All I know is this guy is tensed up to a point where he is not functioning. And all he's doing is falling out of his chair. And without skipping a beat, and as I see this is happening within seconds. I get out of we're in a booth. I get out of my booth and put a knee down, and I almost cradle this guy. I cradle this guy, and I hold him from hitting the ground. They've got glass that's they've got glass cups and stuff, and when he's having this seizure, as I found out, all these glasses, and because he's having a seizure, there's glass falling on the ground, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. At this point, I still don't know what's going on. I just know that this guy's falling out of his chair onto the ground, and their family is like in complete shock. And so I get this guy, and I go into whatever I can do for the person that I'm trying to help. I'm like, once again, I'm not a doctor, but I do know that if somebody is unresponsive, the best thing to do is you go right here in the sternum, right below the rib cage, right, and you just press. You press as hard as you can, and you are trying to wake this person up because it's extremely painful right here. That's what I was doing to this gentleman, just to get his eyes to open and to look at me. And mind you, I don't know he's having a seizure. So I am pressing on this guy's chest just to keep him conscious, and I'm looking at him, and every time he would open his eyes, I would look at him and like, look at me, buddy. Stay with me. Look at me. Look at me. And I had some crazy dentist. The dentist, she might have had more experience, but she seemed to be extremely unexperienced because she's like, do this. And I'm like, no, this guy is not in a position to be rolled around doing this, doing that. I'm going to keep him in this position, cradling his head, making sure that if there's any neck problems, that his head is protected. And I'm going to try to keep this guy awake until paramedics come. So I've got this crazy nutbag lady screaming a bunch of stupid stuff, and I'm like, hey, somebody call 911. And I did my best in Spanish to tell the family members to call 911, and my wife was on the phone with 911, and we're trying to get him assistance. And mind you, this guy is going through a seizure, and the only thing I'm trying to do is keep this man conscious. And he lost conscious, I think he lost consciousness twice, because there was two different points where he was unresponsive to anything. He was still breathing, but he was just completely unresponsive to anything. And I didn't know what to do, so all I could do was try to keep him awake, and that's the situational awareness. Whenever something does happen, you don't have to be the one that goes and saves a life, but you can be somebody that can assist in helping somebody's life. You know, the people, like, and we're in a restaurant there, and it's not like there's like 5 people, 10 people in this place. There's like 50 people in this place. There's still people sitting there, oh, what's going on, eating their friggin' lunch while this guy is in a struggle. None of them were out there calling 911. None of them, and that's what I would say to anybody is, you know, if you do care, if you value life, I value life. I would defend any one of your lives. If I was in the area and something bad was going to happen, or something like this would happen to you and I was around, I would be right there to protect you. I would be right there to try to do my best to help you survive through whatever situation comes, whatever the situation is. I had no ties to this family, and I was doing more for this family than the family was actually doing for said person. And I'm not criticizing the family at all. I'm just saying this is what was going on, and I was doing my best, and there are things that I've been thinking about on how I can start helping more people. I don't know if it's going to be me becoming a lawyer. I don't know if it's going to be me becoming, I don't know. There's something that I feel inside me that I want to help more. I want to help more for the people, because, you know, just like we always say, the police are minutes away. I was seconds away. I did whatever I could to help make sure this guy stayed alive until the right people could help this gentleman. And I don't know how I just don't know. Put your comments in there right now. Let me know, like, what else, like, as we the people, how can we help each other other than depending on somebody else, like the government, being there to protect us? What else can we do? So I'm going to hop into the chat. I know some of you got here in a nutshell. A guy was having a seizure. I was there within seconds to try to help keep this guy awake, alert, to try to make sure this guy didn't die. Because I didn't know, like, you know, at this point I now know he was having a seizure. But at the time, I didn't know what was going on. I just knew this guy needed help, and there was nobody in this restaurant to help other than myself and a few others that were like, hey, you know, we're sitting there trying to keep this guy alert. And so I'm gonna hop into this chat real quick. I'm gonna go back a little bit. CMMG Raid, what's up? Jack off Jack, what up? Nathaniel Pruitt, Sweet Mary Jane, I really do hope he's gonna be okay. This is one of those instances, like, if I would have been out in the public, I probably would have had a camera. But I'm sitting in a restaurant, and I wouldn't have brought my camera in there and then would have started recording. The first thing that I thought about was this guy is in a position of, he is not good. He wasn't good. If you could have seen what I saw, this guy was not okay. This guy was struggling, and I didn't know why, and I was trying to do my best to keep him alive, the best I could. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a paramedic, I could have probably performed CPR, but I didn't know what was going wrong with him. So, you know, thank God he had a pulse. Like that was one of the first things I did too. Was, you know, I'm grabbing onto his arm. I'm putting my hand on his neck. You know, just like you can see the veins in my neck. If you need to feel pulse, I think it's like right about here, and you put pressure, you will feel a heartbeat if there is one or not. Or you put your hand on your wrist. If you press, you're not just like pushing your hand on like, oh, it's just I'm pushing it up. No, you push your hand on it and you create blockage so that you can feel the blood flowing from the heart through all your veins. And that's what I tried to do, and he had a heartbeat. It was faint, but it was a heartbeat. And then like at one point it seemed like he wasn't breathing. I had a heartbeat, but he wasn't breathing and he was unresponsive. And that's the scariest part, is when they may have a heartbeat, but that heartbeat is going little bit, and getting slower and slower until they start breathing again and start getting oxygen into the blood, into their lungs and into the blood, and it all starts flowing. Like I'm telling you, like this is in Costa Rica. I saved 2 people's lives from drowning. Before today, there was a guy that got into an accident right behind my house, and I had to break the window with my gun to get inside so that we could get him medical assistance. Situational awareness. As much as you may want to just be like, turn a blind eye. I can't turn that blind eye. I can't. CMMG, I just saw your yeah, I am CPR certified, but at the same time, I am still not a doctor. I'm still not somebody that can assess what their problems are. If they, this guy was having a seizure, and I couldn't assess that at the time until somebody was like, oh, he's having a seizure, and I'm like, okay. I get, and at that point, and that would be another thing. Like I was telling you, there was a dentist there. The dentist was like, "Oh, stick your hand in his mouth." The dentist was willing to stick her fingers into this man's mouth while having a seizure. This man has no control of any functions of his body, and this woman wanted to stick. If anything, you try to grab the jaw and you try to keep the mouth open. But you don't stick your hand in their mouth, because their whole body is just seizing up, and they're like, ah. It's a seizure. If you want to lose fingers, by all means, man. And that's why I question this dentist. She claimed she was a dentist, and that's what she was. That was her medical. She's a dentist, and that was her medical idea of sticking your fingers in somebody's mouth that is having a seizure. And I kept telling her, I'm like, look, man, I'm like, step back. We're good right now. He's in mind you, this is all within seconds and minutes. And once this guy kind of started opening his eyes, I was talking to him like, hey, just stay with me, buddy. Look at me. And then he would kind of doze out again, and I would not scream, but I was yelling at him, saying, hey, buddy, wake up. And then he would slowly open his eyes again, and he'd try to keep them open. And my goal was just to keep him awake. That was my end goal, was just to keep him awake until the paramedics got there and could really deal with the situation. And that's what was happening. So, for all of you out there, and for all of you that actually probably watch this for the next 20 so minutes or whatever, always be aware of what's going on around you, because you never know what will happen around you. You don't know if somebody's gonna decide to shoot up the place. You don't know if somebody's gonna have a heart attack. You don't know if somebody's gonna have a seizure. You don't know if some kind of crazy fight's gonna break out. And you always have to be aware on how to get yourself either out of the situation or to defend the situation. And I was there to help her, to do my best to help with the situation the best I knew how. And the best way I knew how was to try to keep this guy awake, and do my best to make sure that when the paramedics got there, they had the most knowledge about the situation before they got there. So I'm only be on here for like another minute. What's up, Rodney Keatley? What's up, Red Flowers, Bill of Rights, Mary Jane, Ryu Lee, Nathan Pruitt. Yeah, I do. For me, I can't speak for others. For me, I will always try to defend others that need help. If there's somebody out there that needs help, that can't defend themselves, or they are in struggle and needing help, I will do what I can to help somebody. Even if it costs me my life, I will help. I will never give up trying to help others. And this guy needed help, and he got the help he needed, and hopefully he lives to see another day. And that's all I care about, is that he got the help that he needed. So anyway, like I said, don't forget to hit that like, share, and that subscribe button. We've got a 100K giveaway coming up. I've got the FBI and the Mar-a-Lago open carry video coming out. I'm working on that. I got kind of sidetracked today because of this little incident, and so as soon as I'm done here, I'll get working on that, and I'll probably release that tomorrow for y'all. And I've got a lot of good stuff coming out in the weeks following and all that great stuff. So just make sure you're staying tuned, like, sharing, all that good stuff. And I love all of you. And stay safe out there. Help others that need help. If there's something you can do to help somebody, do what you can to help others. And that's what I did today, is I tried to help others. So I'm out. Soliaker. Peace. I didn't get my money back either. Later, guys.